It's like a family tree, part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait.
Bring the funk back.
Hello everybody, and thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate having you all tune in. We are getting set for the Can-Am game with the Tuscarora Tomahawks Senior B getting set to take on the Grand River Warriors. Looks like we've got about 6 of you out there, and we got Ehas Martin already. Let's go Blazers, boys. Playing for Grand River, #Blazers. I like it. So we got one. We already are in the chats. We got the kids out there playing. Those the Warriors jerseys are great. Thanks everybody so much, and we will be back. We'll leave the intermission. We try to keep the clock over the top for you so you know where we're at and about how long before we're coming back. And the visiting Grand River Warriors take the floor. And here comes our main man, Trevor Butts, walking out. He's going to get a quick interview with Coach Chrysler in a minute. And then going into the start of the second period, I believe we're going to have one with the Grand River coach. Tuscarora Tomahawks, the Senior B champions 2023. Great year. We really appreciate them getting us out here. James Ricard from Tusky has been absolutely amazing. Helped us grow so much, getting out here all the time, making sure that we were taken care of. We are now doing their junior games as well. Different program, a lot of the same great people. All right, and we are set to go live to Trevor Butts.
Trevor Butts down on the field here with head coach of the Tuscarora Tomahawks, Roger Chrysler. And coach, we missed you at the first home game. How does it feel to be back here with the Tomahawks?
Oh, after last season, it's great to be back as far as the arena and just the players that I haven't seen all year and the new faces. So just great to be back around Tuscarora again.
I imagine it is. And coach, for the first time in a long time, the Tuscarora Tomahawks are entering this season as the hunted as opposed to the hunters. How has that changed your approach this season?
Lacrosse. So whether you're on top or on the bottom, and we were on the bottom last year, so we had to fight our way up, and so now we know what it takes. So every season's the same way, no matter where you start or where you finish, that's all over with.
And coach, what can we expect to see here tonight? What are some keys to getting out of here with a victory?
No, it's just these guys getting to know each other and just kind of, they're all new. We have a lot of new guys, so I'm meeting a lot of new guys. So we're trying to develop some kind of chemistry. And I like to run, so hopefully they can run.
Chemistry will be key here tonight for the Tuscarora Tomahawks as they take on the Grand River Warriors. Greg, back up to you.
Thanks so much, Trevor. We really appreciate what you've been doing down there. Roger Chrysler, he was behind the bench all year with the Halifax Thunderbirds. He's also part of the Haudenosaunee World Program coming up. We've got some amazing competition going on this summer at the Can-Am, and then we'll get into the Worlds, which is in Utica. And everybody within driving distance, I'm pretty sure, will be there. With it being as close to it is to all the national territories, I would imagine we will, it'll be kind of a home field advantage for the Haudenosaunee Club. And the opening face-off is underway. Possession still up for grabs, and what a pickup. Tomahawks picking it up. I had a chance to talk to Kent Baker-Prentup. He's coaching with the junior team and unfortunately had some injuries last summer and is not recovered yet. Big shot, and the goalie gets just enough of it. Great job by Tusky getting that rebound. And they come back in. Flips it down low. And shoots just wide, I believe. So we're going to go possession the other way. Trevor is making his way back up here. Really appreciate having him here. It's been awesome. He is a wealth of knowledge. And we're going to get to see Grand River set.
I really appreciate you having me here, Greg. It's always fun getting to join in for some Can-Am Lacrosse.
Yeah, no, you got to love it here. I don't know if it gets any better than this, really.
It doesn't get much better than this. Let's see how this one goes here. Two good teams going at it as we're still scoreless early here between Grand River and Tuscarora.
And that could change now, and it does.
That didn't take too long. Dalton Thomas with a nice rip between the legs of Randy Chrysler Jr. That's a nice shot there from Thomas to get Grand River on the board first.
It was, and Chrysler, definitely not the start he wanted to the season. The first game we didn't see Chrysler playing. We didn't see him playing a lot last year. They had Dylan Sprents playing, and then he went up to the President's Cup and was absolutely on point up there and actually got player of the game a couple times.
Chrysler was also the only goalie responsible for the win that the Tuscarora Tomahawks got in the President's Cup. He had a very good game and a very good tournament as well.
Absolutely, and a great turnover there, and that's Corey Becker, 66, who now did not get the ball, and a nice pickup. They're going to call that one.
Former Halifax Thunderbird Corey Becker
Yes.
making his Tuscarora return.
Nice to see him, and we're not going to take a look at the penalty, but we are going to take a look at this strip here.
That's just a nice defensive play down there by
Beautiful.
Becker, giving him some whacks and taking that ball right from him.
Well, and not just whacking his arm, but whacking the stick where you need to make sure you can get that turnover, and he stays on the power play.
I'm curious to see what Becker does here. They let him take the shot, nearly squeaks through the pads of Romanuk, as Becker, traditionally a defender, maybe more of a transition guy in the NLL, but with him being able to make it to that level, he can grip it and rip it for sure here at Can-Am.
Oh, yeah, he is definitely capable of that. We saw it plenty of times last year, but we turned the ball over. I think that might have been a moving pick. I know Bomberry's 28. I was starting to learn some of the guys' names in Tonawanda watching them. They had some moments, but I tell you what, their bench was not nearly this full in Tonawanda.
Yeah, it is a full bench, a lot of black and gold there on the away side for Grand River. They have brought everybody out for this one as they look to try and get the win over Tuscarora. Long pass down the floor here, just escaping the stick of Owen Martin, but picked up by Corey Becker and the Tomahawks as they will bring it back up the floor here with 1:07 remaining on the power play.
Yes, definitely not the power play they would want, and that's something for anybody who's returning Can-Am viewer, you know, but there is no over and back unless you were down a man. Also no 10-second rule. A nice save there.
Romanuk has been up to the task early so far for Grand River. Let's see if they're able to kill off most of the rest of this penalty here or if they go for a shot.
I would imagine that's how it presents itself here. You see somebody get open in front. Other than that, right about now, 7 seconds left, they're going to start trying to push it in.
Kill the clock here and then let your best players go to work. Quick shot there from Keto Hill as that one is saved by Chrysler, and it takes a fortuitous bounce for Grand River as the Warriors will keep the ball and kill off the rest of this penalty.
That is something with box lacrosse, really. I mean, you can have a very good defensive stand. They get a not such a great shot at the end, but if it hits the net, you gave them a new possession anyways.
That's just good knowledge of the game from a player like Keto Hill there for Grand River, making sure he gets the shot off and it goes up and out of play and helps his team keep possession. Quick shot from him there, goes up and out into the benches actually. That one will be a turnover as the Tomahawks get the ball back, but we are all even now as Corey Becker drives to the net, goes in with a quick shot, and he scores! Corey Becker with a quick bouncer between the legs of Romanuk. And the Tomahawks have tied it up.
Doesn't look like he's left with a ton of room there, but he manages to sneak it through. And that's really something, how accurate it is with all the padding on. Everybody looks at this and they say, you can't see hardly any net. And he sees just enough. I think that was 5-hole.
It was 5-hole, and also some good recognition there by Corey Becker. He saw the one-on-one matchup, saw he had the space, took advantage of it, and he's rewarded with a goal.
And a beautiful check there by
Noah Bartos, I believe, had that check there for Tuscarora as he just knocked the stick loose of the Grand River player as the ball goes all the way down to Randy Chrysler Jr. He's looking for the outlet pass, and he'll send a long one up the floor here to Keith Printup. Keith Printup has no other option other than to just dump it into the corner. He'll do just that, and it'll be a shot clock violation on the Tomahawks as Grand River takes over. The Warriors bringing it up the floor here. Jake Bomberry passes it in the middle. Low shot there, just wide of the net from Steve Harris. Closing in on it are the Tomahawks. Here comes Tuscarora. Bounce shot there, saved by Romanek. It was Nolan Fair with the bouncer there, but Romanek was ready for it. Grand River has it right back.
And with this deeper Tusky team, you're starting to see them push that transition. They have a ton of those transition-style players. Like you said, maybe a defensive transition guy in the NLL, but can really kind of turn it up here.
You're right, exactly, Greg. As we saw Tuscarora really push in transition a lot last season. Couldn't do it as much earlier in the year with the short bench that they had. That bench isn't short anymore. The Tomahawks have their reinforcements back, and they're ready to go.
And they're making their way up. He tries to pass it down low, but instead it went to Woodbury, which is probably who he was actually aiming for. I just didn't see him in the back. And Woodbury getting absolutely assaulted over on the far side, but manages to pass the ball off, and they get it up top.
That's some good hustle there by Ben Woodbury as the ball pops out of the stick of Corey Becker. Picked up there by Pierce Abrams, but it will be a shot clock violation on the Tomahawks as Keto Hill takes over possession here for Grand River. Keto Hill dishes it off onto the far side. Bomberry still with it, has some space. Back to Keto Hill. Keto Hill working the shot, shoots it just wide of the net. Loose ball closing in on by Owen Martin, but it will go up into the Tuscarora bench, and the Tomahawks will take over possession. Blade Garlow has it in the middle, pass it down low. Quick face dodge there from Printup, still with it. Printup pass down low, trying to connect with Evan Printup. Evan Printup decides it's better to just hold the ball, take it for a ride here as he looks to evaluate his options. Still Evan Printup. Has Blade up top as he's getting hounded there. Good defense there by Grand River. Jesse Johnson giving Printup some wax and closing it down as Grand River now forces another shot clock violation.
They definitely got to be happy with that defense. That's 2 in a row now. But, oh, I was going to say it almost looked the same for theirs, but instead, nice recovery in the corner.
I would imagine that Grand River, like you said, Greg, is very happy with their defense so far. They just want to capitalize on offense a bit more. Shot there was turned away by Chrysler. We know he can be a tough customer in between the pipes, not wanting to allow many goals, as a late change here for the Tomahawks as Grand River got a shot clock reset. Here's Bomberry, nice face dodge, going in with a shot just wide of the net there, off the stick of Jake Bomberry. Rebound still being battled for in front of the net, not picked up by anybody other than the Tuscarora Tomahawks, as I believe that's Brandon Heacock getting it up the floor, and it is.
Nice little pass, almost got away from him, but he somehow got a handle on that, and then they get it to Becker up top.
Let's see what Corey Becker decides to do with it here. Waiting to get all his attackers out onto the floor. A bit of a slow change from Tusky as there's only 7 seconds left on the shot clock. They got to go quick. That one goes right off the leg of one of the Warriors. I believe that one was Russ Davis getting the leg bruise there. And that's a well-earned shot block for Davis, as that'll force yet another shot clock violation on the Tomahawks. Here comes Grand River now. That pass just skips by the stick of Tyler Longboat as it goes onto the near side, picked up by Corey Becker. Becker's outlet pass just evades the stick of Ben Woodbury, but whistles are blown here behind the play, and it looks like we're going to have a Tomahawks penalty. I think that one was on Nolan Fair as he discusses with the official headed to the penalty box. And I think that's a high sticking call on Fair, as that can get dicey, as sometimes those high sticks can be double minors or majors as opposed to the normal 2-minute minor. Fortunately for the Tomahawks, it is only a 2-minute penalty. But now we're going to see the power play of Grand River go to work here. Long shot there, saved by Chrysler. Rebound picked up by the Grand River Warriors. Pass on the inside for Bomberry, can't connect. Here comes Corey Becker. Becker has a one-on-one with Keto Hill. He gets tripped up, no whistles, as that one goes right into the stick of Romanek. And I think that's just an unlucky play for Becker and the Tomahawks, and it pays off for Grand River. A chance at one end turns into a goal at the other as the Grand River Warriors capitalize on that missed opportunity by Becker and the Tomahawks as they take the 2-1 advantage. That's just a nice overhand shot there by Kim Squire, letting it rip. Don't you think so, Greg?
And with the odd man rush there, he really didn't turn his hips looking like he was going to shoot until the last minute. That does put him in a tough spot. And as Becker was running down there, you see he was trying to kind of lose, make the guy lose track of him by hiding directly behind him. And unfortunately, like you said, it bites him in a quick power play transition goal for the Warriors.
You're absolutely right there, Greg. Some great deception being shown by Squire there with that shot as he looked like he was going to pass and then turned and shot it. And he had everyone in the building thinking he was going to pass that ball off, but he didn't, and he's rewarded for it. And now let's see if Grand River can get 2 in a row here. Bomberry with it on the near side, or excuse me, that's Longboat. My apologies. Pass off there for Todd Thomas. Thomas wanted to let it go, but a shot clock violation will stop him from doing that, and the Tomahawks will have the ball, and now the whistles get blown again. As I think there's just some nice discussions between two players.
I think he likes his stick. I think he was like, this is a really nice stick. It's light. Can you believe how light this is? That's probably what happened there. And you see him kind of sorting things out.
Asking him about his shooting strings and whatnot.
I bet you it was more of a shooting,
more
of a shooting string discussion. I thought it was the weight with the way he did it, but I bet you you're right. He was probably looking at it going, I can't believe you have 3 shooting strings. That's just insane. And the ref personally escorts him over there, and he's going to hit him up for the holding. And now we're going to see the power play of Tuscarora. And I tell you, that was something that the junior game had happened. The Six Nation Chiefs, I want to say half of their goals, if not more, were on the power play. So hopefully, Tusky can avoid getting some penalties. And for Grand River, they also are going to want to try to stay out of the box because both of these teams have plenty of goal scorers who can rip it from outside. Oh, but this one, an unfortunate bounce, and now he has numbers going down. You see Becker takes the angle straight to that far post and ends up with the loose ball.
That's a nice play there by Becker and the Tomahawks to come away with that loose ball, as they're still going to give it a shot clock violation, and that would be the correct call, as Grand River never had possession despite the clock resetting and building. That is the correct call, as Keto Hill takes possession of the ball here for Grand River. He's getting some hacks and some whacks delivered on him there by Nolan Fair. Keto Hill fighting through it, still with it, takes the quick shot, and that is saved there by Chrysler.
I think it's Kadoa. I just realized that. I think I remember the name from Lax Night now. It might be Kadoa Hill instead of Keto. I think I called him Keto the whole time too.
My apologies if that is the case. I know when he was with the Buffalo Bandits, that was how my man John Gertler pronounced it.
Well,
but it could be different.
Oh,
but let's
Corey
see
Becker.
that shot again.
We pronounce that one Goal, I believe.
No debate there. Corey Becker letting it rip from the outside. That's the shot we were talking about, Greg. A transition D guy in the NLL getting up on the attack here in Can-Am, taking advantage of his chance on the power play, and we're all tied up.
Yeah, and Pierce Abrams with the nice little behind-the-back flip to kind of get it all started off there, and then he just steps in, and here we go. All tied up, and we've seen a couple of, they're going to call too much on that one, and we're going to leave the ball. We're going to go to the Tomahawks. Jimmy Chadwick is out for the year as well, I believe, with some issues. So this is going to be a completely different Tomahawks team. Plus, MSL and the Senior A's when is their roster final cuts? It's not yet, though. And until then, I know there's plenty of guys that are still up there, kind of holding out on some of the other teams. Look at the speed of Becker, though. He's ageless, it almost seems.
Becker's one heck of a player. There's a reason why he spent some time with the Thunderbirds in the NLL. And I'm surprised he wasn't still in the NLL this past season. I think that was kind of a shame. He is one heck of a player here for the Tomahawks, and I'm sure they're very grateful to have him.
Absolutely. And I know sometimes he gets a little busy with his day job. Oh, almost all alone down front, not able to grab it. Instead, the Tomahawks pick up the loose ball, and we are going the other way after Carter Heacock was able to kind of grab that one.
That's a nice play made there by Heacock as Tuscarora nearly turns it over. Still in possession of it, though. Evan Printup with the timely loose ball. Sends the behind-the-back pass down low for Keith Printup. Sends it up top. Long shot blocked in front of the net. That one will go off the ceiling here inside of Cornerstone Arena. And the referee's signal that is Tomahawks ball.
Right off of him. That does not feel good.
And it feels even worse when the official points in the opposite direction.
And a fresh shot clock for your troubles.
Yep, as the pass from Blade Garlow can't connect. And the loose ball picked up here by Grand River as Tim Johnson brings it up the floor. Pass over onto the near side, back into the middle. Quick shot there, saved by Chrysler. That was a nice shot there by one of the goal scorers today, Dalton Thomas for Grand River. And now
Woodbury to Becker.
Tuscarora brings it back the other way. Becker went for the shot that just missed. Ben Woodbury causing some havoc on the far side, getting the ball right back for Tuscarora.
Woodbury we saw last year in more of a defensive role. Nice to see him getting up and kind of stretching his legs. It's early in the season. And a shot by Becker. And you actually got to call some of his games as a volleyball coach, is that correct?
I did. Ben is a great volleyball coach up at now my alma mater, Niagara University. I got to be a part of a lot of different games up there, working as a part of the broadcast crew, doing some announcing. It was so fun to get to cover that team as they've been one of the best teams on campus during my time there.
Nice. And now we get to see Tuscarora's offense. A big hit down at the other end in the transition. And you see Tuscarora have much more speed tonight.
Right now, it seems like everybody for the Tomahawks is willing to do whatever's asked of them. We've talked about guys like Becker and Woodbury jumping up into the offense when they're more traditionally defensive guys, as that quick stick just misses there from Tuscarora's number 40. I believe that was Keith Printup on the attempt, but everybody's just willing to do whatever is asked of them right now for Tuscarora because they know they have to. They're shorter on numbers, and they are trying to work hard to get their first win of the season.
Big rebound after Chrysler makes the save, but it just kind of went right into his stick. They try it again. Chrysler makes the save, and you see him just kind of stand up and lean back in. Beautiful play.
And that will be Grand River ball here as this one went out of play.
Chauncey. So Chauncey and Stamplax, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. And Kimbo Squire. Appreciate having you out there. Nice pickup, and with a swim move, he's got one more to beat. Kenny, no, feet can't quite hold on. They were as excited as he was getting towards the goal, and now we're going the opposite direction. 2-on-2. You can hear somebody from the bench yelling to shoot it, so he kind of forces it, and but a nice pick off the other way, and it's going to be a track meet. And I don't know if Tuscarora, although their bench is a lot deeper, is deep enough to handle that Six Nations bench. That looks very deep. You think they could probably run this all day?
I think that's definitely part of the strategy here for Grand River as, like you said, Greg, they have the deep bench. They want to run, and they want to play some fast, high-paced lacrosse. That pass just can't connect with anybody. It'll end up being a shot clock violation for the Tomahawks as Grand River picks it up and brings it up the floor. Here come the Warriors looking to take the lead back again. 2-2 game here as we approach 4 minutes to play here in the first period. Grand River passing the ball around here. Long shot coming, saved there by Chrysler. Long shot by Todd Thomas. Couldn't get past Randy Chrysler as whistles will get blown here, and it will be a Grand River possession.
I believe too many men, and Chrysler has looked great so far, but Grand River definitely showing more offense in this game than in the last time I watched him. And Woodbury with the pickoff, and you see he's kind of just takes the angle outside. Does he want to force it in? He gets it, and he does!
You love to see that from Ben Woodbury, a D guy getting up into the play, bounce shot in between the wickets of Romanek. That's just a nice shot there from Ben Woodbury.
Well, and right here, he makes it look like he's just going to kind of run into the corner and slow down and gets Bomberry to change his speed. Just takes 2 more hard steps. That's a player with that's a high IQ play. Saw Corey Becker do it earlier, aiming for that far post. Angles in this game are so important, kids. Make sure you're paying attention to that as you watch these guys try to create them. But a nice battle. Becker not able to come up with it. But still up for grabs. Nobody quite knows where it is besides our camera person, Charity, who's absolutely on point right now.
Here comes Grand River now, trying to answer back to the Tomahawks' first lead of the game. Here come the Warriors. Quick pass into the middle, trying to connect there with Johnson, unable to do so, as that one will go right to the stick of Chrysler. His long pass can't connect with Becker, and it looks like the Grand River Warriors are going to get it right back. And Greg, I think it's almost time I got to head down for one of my interviews. Time just flies when you're having fun here watching Can-Am Lacrosse.
It does. I can't believe it's that time already. And Chrysler says we're going to keep that clock running and makes another save and kicks it out. Goes almost all the way back. And you can see Becker down there battling for the ball with 2 Six Nations Warriors. Not able to come up with it, but now they do. And he's coming up the other way. Wisely decides to kind of wait. Gets it up to Becker. Becker looking for his man coming off the bench. Couple of moves. Decides he doesn't have the shot he likes, spins around to the outside, passes it to Garlow. Garlow steps in, rips it at 1,000 miles an hour, just misses the net though, so it's not going to count, but a nice pickup out front, and again, oh, he smartly waits, and that's Josh Shields, and that's something as this team is getting more used to each other. The early Can-Am games are kind of guys feeling each other out, learning where guys are going to go. You're kind of see some of these quick sticks a little early, and plays like that where you're like, what are you throwing it to? But unfortunately, there's so much anticipation in here that when you anticipate the wrong way, it does kind of look a little silly. And we're now going to see the Warriors down on the offensive side, battling around in front of the net. And they get it up top. Nice pass down low. Passes it all the way across. He rips the shot, and that is soaked. And the ball comes bouncing back down. Noah Bartos on that soak. And now here he comes. Pass it up top to Garlow. Garlow looking to the bench. Has a man coming off. Hamby with it. Hamby back to Garlow. Garlow fake pass. Comes in, tries to get the twister. A nice slide. The D gets a piece of it. 20 for the Warriors. Picks it up and just look at him sprinting down the floor. We're down to the final couple of shot clocks in this period. Coming around up top, and nice behind the back, and Chrysler with the save. Chrysler has looked great so far today. And they get the reset. About 2 more seconds on the, 4 more probably, on the game clock than the shot clock. As they step in, rips the shot, no contact. Changed in possession, and it goes right back to the Warriors. Nice pickup. He's down low, throws it up top. He's got his hands free, decides to go all the way across. Tries it behind the back, and Chrysler almost grabs that one last minute with his hand. Oh, no goal in the crease. Wow, that would have been beautiful. And they got a timeout. But unfortunately, you can see there, Bomberry in the crease. That would have been nice. Yeah. Take one more look at it. Oh, yeah, it looks like his heels are in the crease. I mean, I can't definitively say, but from here it looks like it. From the rest view, I bet it looks like it. So they've got 9 seconds left. Tusky takes a timeout. They're probably going to pull Chrysler, I would imagine, and send him back to the bench. He would be the nephew of Coach Roger Chrysler. Last year, they had Dylan Sprents. Dylan Sprents was playing for the Nighthawks, but they went up to President's Cup, and Chrysler had a great game. Played the only game that they won, I believe, was MVP of that game and player of that game. He played really well up there, which is not easy to do because he didn't play a ton through the playoffs as you went. And you see they pull the goalie. And now they're doing the, oh, wait, we got one too many out there. What are we doing, boys? It's early in the season, and you could tell they're not overly happy with that. So 9 seconds left. They're going to come down, hold it till about now, and step in. Not able to come up with it. We go into the first intermission with your Tuscarora Tomahawks leading 3-2 over the Grand River Warriors.
Trevor Butts down here on the floor with Corey Becker. And Corey, your team leads by 1. What do you guys have to do to keep this going and try and get out of here with a win?
We got to keep doing the same things we're doing, pack it in tight on defense, move the ball on offense. It's early in the year now, so we're still trying to figure out everyone, but just keep doing what we're doing.
And Corey, as someone who has played at the highest level of lacrosse in the NLL, and you were also somebody who was a part of the Tomahawks championship run last year, what kind of experience do you think that brings to this new look Tomahawks team?
Definitely helps. We got a young crew, so any experience is always going to help, and I like helping them out and coaching the guys when they need it.
And Corey, as somebody who has been more of a transition D guy in your career, what is it like getting to put one in the back of the net?
Yeah, I always love when I get a chance to play offense, so wherever the team needs me, I'll go, and I like playing both ends of the floor.
He likes playing both ends of the floor. He's done a great job of it so far. The Tomahawks hold a slim 1-goal lead over the Grand River Warriors. Greg, back up to you.
You'll see the difference now. If we change it, you'll know how. Nothing ever stays the same. Once you let it,
Couple of fakes, gets in. Thinking about taking a shot. Decides, spins around, and the D tried to anticipate, and instead he misses a wide open net with no goal. Oh, he tries behind the back. Oh, still not able to bury it. Man, this guy really is on fire. They better sign him up. Fighting for the loose ball in the corner, gets picked up by the green hoodie. Green hoodie coming around the top. Got his hands free, might shoot. Instead, he's looking. He's looking. Again, the goalie with another big one. They are so scared right now they can't even hit the net, and finally they bury it.
Bring the funk back.
It's like a family tree, part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait.
Bring the funk back.
And here comes your Tuscarora Tomahawks. And at the same time, it looks like the Grand River Warriors are coming out onto the floor. All right, and we have Trevor Butts down on the floor. Absolutely love him. Here's Obes. He's a great guy.
Trevor Butts down here with the head coach of the Grand River Warriors, Nolan Jones. And Nolan, your team's down by 1 here, getting ready for the second. What do you got to do to get ahead?
First of all, my name's Nolan Hill.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Mr. Hill, what do you got to do to get ahead here?
We just got to get a couple more shots up and close. I figured the goalie kind of had us on the outside shots, so we're going to try to work to get it on the inside and see how we can get a few past the goalie real quick here.
And what is it like leading a completely new expansion team?
Well, I'm just working on getting everybody to gel and bringing it together, and just really surprised on how many people we got out to help us make it happen. So, yeah.
All right, Nolan Hill, thank you very much. My apologies again. Good luck the rest of the way. Greg, back up to you.
All right, and that's Trevor Butts. A lot of new names. We apologize, Obes. We appreciate you down there taking time with our main man, Trevor. We're getting this figured out. We're also going to have to make it up there at some point to the ILA, which is where these guys are going to play. That's home to the Six Nations Arrows and the Chiefs. And we are about set to get underway with more second period action. 1-goal lead for the Tomahawks, and the opening possession goes to Bomberry and the Warriors. Warriors coming up into the offensive side of the floor. Moving the ball around. Ends up giving it down low. He finds his guy in the middle, takes a shot. Chrysler with the save, and Chrysler controls the rebound. Rebound control so huge you don't want to let it go. So Trevor, thank you very much. We appreciate you getting down there and doing the floor side interviews.
Oh, it's always fun getting to do the interviews. It's even more fun when I can get the guy's name right. That does help.
It's a little helpful, but I mean, I have butchered names way worse than that trying to pronounce them right, so not too bad. Oh, tries for the quick stick on the back door. Not able to connect, unfortunately for them. And I tell you, that Josh Shields, he is a new name to me, but I have a feeling I'm going to know it once he gets settled in here a little bit better with the Tomahawks.
Yeah, he's had a great game so far, as have a number of other players. You know, we got to talk to Corey Becker during the intermission interview, as he's had a great game for Tuscarora as well. Let's see what happens here as they push the ball in transition. Here come the Tomahawks getting up into the play, as that was Nolan Fair trying to make something happen, and a quick pass into the middle. Pierce Abrams buries it.
What a goal.
Pierce Abrams just battling through the traffic in the front of the net, gets a nice pass right into his stick, and he buries it. Look at it, you can see him calling for it, goes through, fights through a couple checks, and beats Romanuk, and that's just a nice goal.
That was just beautiful. Hard work, absolutely great play, and, you know, is rewarded for the efforts with an assist.
And now the Tomahawks have a 2-goal lead here, the largest lead of the game so far. It's time to see how Grand River responds to being down by 2 goals here.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because when they played the, here we go, Corey Becker on a breakaway and a save. More of a fast break than a breakaway, I guess, but.
Still a good opportunity for Becker and the Tomahawks, but that's a nice shot going the other way as Owen Martin hits the back of the net, and that's exactly how you respond if you're Grand River.
Yeah, they got to be happy.
A nice low-to-low shot. I think that one went 5-hole on Chrysler, as that was just a nice rip there by Owen Martin, getting up in transition. Didn't catch the initial pass, picks up the rebound, nobody's there, had all the time in the world, and just let it rip, and he found the back of the net.
Yeah, and that's one that Chrysler's going to want back. I mean, you can't blame him with the way it broke down, but he's going to hold himself to a higher standard and kind of want that one back. He's played great so far. We'll see how this kind of shakes out now. So after not nearly as action-packed of a first period, we are off to a big start with 2 goals in the first 2 minutes.
Here comes a transition play there. That one saved. Rebound shot. That one goes off the post. As that was Owen Martin getting up in transition with the initial shot, and then Dawit Martin following up, and then it goes back the other way, and the Tomahawks score. Nolan Fair buries that one, and a chance at one end turns into a goal at the other, this time for Tuscarora.
And really a bit of a track meet, and Fair with the great work gets the assist on the last goal, and then we watch this one, and he just runs down, kind of cuts into the middle like he's going to, and I'm not sure what took so long for the slide to come over, because really they did have the numbers, but now they answer back quickly, and now it looks like Six Nations might end up with possession, but a great effort. Oh no, they do. Six Nations with possession, they throw it up top.
That's some good hard work on the near boards here by the Grand River Warriors as they come away with that possession. Now they're down by 2 yet again. We saw the initial response from Grand River. Let's see if they can respond again to the Tomahawks, regaining the lead. Ball is knocked down onto the floor here. Here comes Corey Becker. He might have another chance. This time decides to pass it off, and I think he made the wrong call there as Blade Garlow was heavily covered. He's still working hard down low, but the loose ball will go into the stick of Jesse Johnson for Grand River.
And Becker decides to stay down low and kind of hangs, and you can see Grand River trying to decide how to play it, and they finally send a defenseman out, but really just kind of played shorthanded for a minute, and it kind of threw him for a loop, and you got to imagine that's the intended consequence at this point with them leading, just to kind of do little tricks here and there and see how things play out.
I like that a lot from Corey Becker and the Tuscarora Tomahawks, as they are just trying to throw some deception into the game here as that pass is picked off. Here come the Warriors. Owen Martin on a break. Can he get another one? Save by Chrysler. That's a nice one-on-one save by Randy Chrysler Jr. on a man in Owen Martin who can get up in transition and score for Grand River. Now the Tomahawks need to just settle this one down, and they can't do it. Grand River might have another odd man rush here. They decide to slow it down, pass back into the middle. Here come the Warriors. Johnson still with it. Fighting through some checks, finds Keto Hill off the bench. Here he comes, he's got a pick. Is he gonna let it rip? Quick shot there. That one is saved. I think they were trying to run the hidden ball trick there, as they just got, Tuscarora they got really lucky because Randy Chrysler Jr. wasn't even facing Keto Hill.
And I saw the same thing earlier with the in the juniors games where they actually pulled off the hidden ball trick, but the goalies are just playing good enough position that they made the save.
Guess what, Greg? They're good, but they're not as good as us. We had it the whole way.
This one we did. I actually had the last one too. It doesn't always happen, but you know what? Today we actually did. And huge shout out to these Six Nation guys for coming down and taking on this challenge to kind of see how they would do in the Can-Am. There's definitely a lot of lacrosse up there to be played, so really love seeing this new team and what they've done. And all alone, and Chrysler gets over to the side. Give him enough time to get over there, and Chrysler's going to make most of the saves. Very smart goalie.
And that's on Keto Hill as well, who fights and wins the loose ball back. I remember watching him as a Bandit back in the day. The same kind of player he was then, he is now. He fights hard for every loose ball, and he is one talented offensive player as he makes the pass that leads to a goal for the Warriors as Todd Thomas finishes it off. Nice play there by Keto Hill, sending it over to Thomas, who lets that one rip. And that all stems back to the loose ball won by Keto Hill over on the far boards that earned the Warriors another possession and that led to this goal.
And a beautiful quick pass, and you see they didn't give Chrysler time to set up on that one. And the proof is in the pudding, and now they've made it a one-goal game with a little over 5 minutes played in the second period.
Tuscarora wins the draw though, and they look to now respond and answer to the Grand River Warriors, who only trail by 1. Here comes Tuscarora with the ball on the far side. Shot there, saved by Romana. Loose ball will be picked up by the Tomahawks and Pierce Abrams. Abrams fakes the pass, still with it. Sends it over onto the far side now. Loose ball into the middle, picked up by Josh Shields
Nice
for
pickup.
Tuscarora. That is a nice loose ball pickup by Shields as Blade Garlow sends it over to Becker. What is Becker gonna do? Decides to shoot, can't hit the net, and the Tomahawks will get back on defense as this will eventually end up a shot clock violation as Chrysler just sends it the length of the floor, and Grand River will have to go the full 200 feet here on this possession as they look to try and tie it up at 5 right here.
Yeah, Six Nations, definitely a better second period for the Grand River team as the Warriors into miscue there, sends the ball bouncing. And
Can we call that the announcer's jinx? Can we
Yeah.
call that? Because I think that's what it was.
Absolutely. I will definitely take full responsibility.
We'll take that one on the chin up here as that one is a turnover here, and the Tomahawks will have possession. Corey Becker going in for the one-on-one, draws the double team, passes it back to Blade Garlow with a long shot. That one, I think, caught a piece of the defender out in front, and the Tomahawks are able to keep possession. Pass up top to Garlow. Garlow with a long shot. That one is saved there by Romana. Loose ball picked up by Keith Printup.
And that was nice because I think Evan Printup got a piece of that. He was supposed to get that first ball, and nice pickup by Garlow, and then gets it on the net, and they get another reset.
Here come the Tomahawks. That one just pops out of the stick of Ben Austin, another one of the returning Tomahawks. Pass up to Becker with a long shot. That one will go wide of the net. Could be a break here for Grand River, but it will go all the way into the stick of Randy Chrysler Jr. Ben Austin says, we're gonna punt on this possession and send it down into the corner and make Grand River once again go the full length of the floor.
And that's 2 possessions in a row that have not really ended the Tomahawks' way, but they have at least been able to clear it down at the end, but very similar setup.
This Grand River defense has been impressive so far, holding Tuscarora to 5 goals almost halfway through the game. It's their offense I think they're gonna wanna sharpen up on, as this one goes wide of the net there from Nolan Fair, but the rebound will be picked up by the Tomahawks' Brendan Heacock, and the Tuscarora will maintain possession. Here's Corey Becker, gets the pick from Blade Garlow. Becker still with it, being hounded, draws the double team, goes for the low-to-low shot. That one is saved by Romanek, and it will be Grand River possession as we get some extra pushing and shoving here after the whistle between Keith Printup and Dawit Martin.
And that's not even the one I've been watching. The one I've been watching is kind of brewing over there between Fair and I'm not sure who for the Warriors. I thought that one was going to blow, but then they managed to kind of put a little bit of a kibosh on it. They said, well, we don't want to be the only ones not dancing, and decided to get back into it.
I believe that was Dalton Thomas and Nolan Fair giving each other some bumps after the whistle in that battle you were referring to, Greg. They're all going to go sit, and I think this is the time of the game where we commend the officials for being able to keep that under control and not letting things get out of hand here.
And really kind of setting the tone for what they expect for the rest of the game. They're not going to tolerate it. And you see the official going over now, and he's telling them, we're doing this, we're doing a little of this and a little of that, and we're going to go
that way.
I like it.
It'll be Grand River ball here, as it looks like we're going to play some 4-on-4 lacrosse here. So there's going to be some extra space out there, and immediately the whistle is blown. I think the officials...
He wants the time on the penalty clocks. I think he wants the matching twos.
That makes sense. Good job once again by our officiating crew here, recognizing that and halting the play here before anything too much happens, as the minor penalties are both up and on the board, and now we're set to go. Here's the pass, skips out of the stick of Kedo Hill. He's got some space, decides to switch it up and pass it to the near side. Here come the Grand River Warriors. Jake Bomberry sends it over on the far side. Long shot, saved there by Chrysler. That one coming out of the stick of Todd Thomas. And it will go all the way down the floor here as the shot clock will now start to run for Grand River. And it is picked up by Jake Bomberry. Bomberry sends it over to Kettle Hill on the far side. Overhand shot, saved there by Chrysler. Still battling for it are the Tomahawks. Can they come away with the loose ball? Still fighting for it on the far side is Noah Bartos. He's able to leave it for a teammate who comes away with it. Here's a quick shot from Woodbury. That one just goes wide of the net. Rebound, though, picked up by the Tomahawks.
Defender got a hand on that one. Number 8 for the Warriors. Stuck his hand up in the old scarecrow position and went right off his fingers, I believe.
That's a brave man. Richie Albert should get credit for that block shot as he stuck his hand out to block that one. Nice save there by Romanek on a diving attempt there by Josh Shields.
And I tell you, Shields, I think he gets a little more comfortable with this team and what's going on. He is going to be a big part. He's had a great game so far. Hasn't been on the board quite, but you see a big part and almost there on so many plays.
He's doing a lot of little things. He's getting some loose balls, and like you said, Greg, he is close to finally breaking through. And you have to imagine once he does, it's going to be a barrage as that shot from Printup goes wide of the net. And now Grand River will bring it up the floor. Here comes a transition chance. That one bounces out of the stick of Steve Harris.
But they get the ball back and a nice play, Grand River, and they got to be, I mean, for a broken play, you can't ask for a much better outcome. Great job.
That's a good loose ball by Phil Henry as that bounce shot is saved there. That one coming from Kim Squire. Back outside, long shot saved there as Aiden Antone nearly got one by Randy Chrysler Jr., but he was able to close the 5-hole and keep this a 1-goal lead for the Tomahawks.
And Kimbo Squire, when Stamper calls you an all-time beauty, you know that is a great guy right there.
Yeah, absolutely. As Blade Garlow takes over possession here. Pass in the middle for Ben Woodbury with a shot. Turned away there by Romanek. As the loose ball will be picked up by Grand River. As now the Warriors bring it back down the floor. Here comes Grand River. Pass over onto the far side, trying to find Keto Hill. He'll get the rebound off the boards and just try and slow things down and settle the possession. Here's Keto Hill, pass down low. Back up top, long shot saved there by Chrysler as Jesse Johnson let it rip. But Chrysler shuts the door again. Here comes Tuscarora back the other way. Corey Becker with a shot and a goal. Corey Becker off the nice pass from Noah Bartos extends the Tomahawk lead.
And he just baits him over there, leads it, keeps his hips open again like he's going to pass. Again, Corey Becker just showing the experience and doing what leaders do. But yeah, a nice pass over, and you watch what he comes down, he hop, hop, hop like he's going to throw it back to him, decides to spin and shoot, catches that far corner. Beautiful job, Corey Becker. And with 8:17 to go, a very big goal in this game to make it a 2-goal game again and try to keep the Warriors at bay.
He got Romanek to move a little bit, and that slight movement from Romanek got him out of position and allowed him to score that goal. And it looks like we're going to have a penalty coming up here against the Grand River Warriors.
Going to be 85 on a slash. We're going to look at this one again real quick at this goal. Oh, that was nice. And here comes the slash. Oh, right in the back.
Danny Weiss will have to sit for that one. Got a chance to talk to Danny Weiss at the Tonawanda Grand River game.
That's right.
A lovely young man who's a part of this Grand River team. Great guy. It sounds like he's real excited to be a part of this Grand River Warriors team. And he'll have to sit for 2 minutes, though, and think about his actions. As that was most definitely a slash.
Maybe watch the, he did spin real quick. He's just going for it, and it's easy for us. We're watching it at 3/4 speed, and you kind of see it a little slow. It's definitely easier. But I tell you, I am just so impressed at this team, and you look at the difference. So you look at the way that they played Onondaga, and I didn't get to see the game, but a 15-14 final, I mean, that speaks volumes for what this offense is capable of, because I don't care what day of the week and which one of the several goalies Onondaga has at their disposal, that's a very big feat.
to get a win, your first win, albeit your first win over a team like the Onondaga Redhawks, is so impressive. And to do it in that fashion, Greg, a 15-14 final score, that is an impressive performance. And I'm sure they want to get the offense going here in this game and have this one look more like that Onondaga game, as right now the Warriors are stuck on 4 goals. They're going to try and just work the clock and kill some time here as they look to kill off the rest of this penalty. Still a minute 20 remaining, and that's the smart play made there by Owen Martin. Just leave it in the corner and get to the bench as the Tomahawks will take over possession here. Up 1 man, looking to extend the lead to the largest of the game.
And they are usually pretty strict with that delay of game, so wise decision. Now Garlow up top over to Print Up, steps down, rips his shot, and rebound gathered up by the Warriors.
Not a bad shot from Evan Printup, but I would have liked to have seen him work the ball around a little bit more and maybe see if there was a bit of a better chance later in the power play, but too late for that now. The Grand River Warriors have possession as they tried to run the hidden ball again. Keto Hill with it up top, passes it over to a teammate on the near side, that being Jesse Johnson. Johnson sends it down low as Grand River looks to get a shot off. That one from Keto Hill is blocked in front. It'll be a shot clock violation as Tuscarora brings it back up the floor. Low pass there from Brandon Heacock, and he is none too happy with himself after that one. And that's some good defensive work by Grand River to cause the turnover. Here come the Warriors getting up in transition. Bounce shot and they score. Phil Henry, the shorthanded goal. And the Grand River Warriors only trail by 1.
That was a beauty and really kind of a backbreaker. You saw the disappointment on him as he took off, and he just gets by him. And Chrysler stopped how many breakaways so far today? You really can't blame him for that one, but unfortunately for them, a little over 6 minutes to go in the second period, and they are coming back.
More often than not, when your team takes a penalty, it helps to give momentum to the other team. In this instance, a short-handed goal swings all that momentum in the favor of Grand River, and they might get another chance here. Quick shot and a goal! Just like that, it's a tie game. Jake Bomberry buries that one, and that is a set play there by the Grand River Warriors. Richie Albert on the face-off with one heck of a pass to Bomberry. You can see it right there. Backhanded shovel pass, and Bomberry buries it. And the power play that was supposed to give the Tomahawks momentum has done nothing but fuel the Warriors.
And you really got to wonder, after a play like that, momentum's going the other way. They've tied the game up. You're on the power play. Can they respond? And Austin, one of the team leaders, he's also a coach for the Junior B Tomahawks, picks the ball up and hopefully can bring the team up and get some settled offense. That is one thing that the Tomahawks do have, and I would imagine the Warriors have as well. We just aren't as familiar with the players as some real veteran guys on the team to kind of take charge. Woodbury is one of them right there. Unfortunately not able to get a handle on it, but he is definitely one of those leaders you're looking for.
I believe Ben Woodbury is the captain of this Tomahawks team as well. Let's see how he tries to rally the troops on the bench and try and create a response for his team. Grand River, though, trying to ride this wave of momentum as that pass skips into the stick of Marco Carr as he sends a nice long pass down the floor. Here come the Tomahawks, and they score. Keith Printup on the breakaway buries it for Tuscarora. And the Tomahawks have the 1-goal lead right back.
And yeah, a great transition goal here. And surprise, surprise, Corey Becker gets it and throws it up, and he's all alone. As soon as he sees him step to the inside there, he's able to just full send it over to the side. And a beautiful play.
Marco Carr to Corey Becker, and then to Keith Printup, leads to the 7th Tomahawks goal. And yes, it is Marco Carr. I know I messed it up last week, and he let me know about it, but it's all good as he makes one heck of an outlet pass there to Corey Becker that leads to the Tomahawks' 7th goal. And as we hit 5 minutes remaining here in the second period, the Tomahawks hold a slim 1-goal lead. Here comes Kettle Hill with a shot. That one turned away there by Randy Chrysler, as he has had a very nice game so far for the Tomahawks. Even though the game is starting to open up a bit, both goalies have still been stout so far, as we're going to get too many men on Tuscarora, and now Grand River will bring it back the other way. Aiden Antone with it on the near side, pass over to a teammate on the far side, picked up by Tyler Longboat. Longboat being forced to the side boards. Here comes Longboat trying to swim move over. He gets by him, Longboat with a shot, and he's in the crease. That's some great chance creation there by Longboat.
And I wonder if he's related to Travis, because I know Marshall and Travis are cousins, and I see Marshall over on the bench, and they did great things for Albany, and now we turn the ball over, and the Warriors are coming back the other way.
Was just about to say, he looks like another Longboat that we've both seen a lot, as Travis had some spectacular goals in the NLL Finals. Long shot there by Weiss is turned away by Chrysler. And that was a nice low-to-low shot there from Weiss, as he'll get the ball back and dish it off to Kettle Hill.
And now he's going to kind of step down, and he comes all the way off the bench, and I thought he was going to run and try to take the shot. Instead, it's pass blocked, but he gets it back, steps in with his hands free. Chrysler gets the shoulder up, makes the save.
Kettle Hill, though, picking up the loose ball again. How many times have we seen him do that today? He is having a nice game, despite the fact that he's not been on the score sheet yet. Pass down low for Kimbo Squire, picked up by him, sent up top. Shot there, goes off the helmet of Pierce Abrams, and that will be a Grand River possession.
Ow.
Here come the Warriors, another shot saved there by Chrysler.
Too many men. Becker doing that thing where he stays down there. It threw the Warriors off. Too many men. They get the ball, and here comes Woodbury, and he shoots it. The goalie baited him, I believe, with that inside pipe, and he left just enough out, and now we got to break away the other way.
And they score! Dawit Martin in the reverse transition game for Grand River. Brings it up the floor and buries it all alone, one-on-one, no one near him, and he makes no mistake. And I think Randy Chrysler Jr. has got to be saying to his D guys, come on, man, get back, help me out.
And we've seen it how many times, just breakaway after breakaway, and this is something, the transition. Normally last year, one of Tuskegee strongest points. They had so many guys athletically that could. I think as we're getting some new guys and getting used to it, this league, Howland Oats, they are a brand new team in this league. They were not just like a team that came from a different league. My understanding is they were just reformed and started.
Got a chance to talk with Marshall Powless a bit during the intermission. He said new team fully created from scratch, and there is Kettle Hill burying that one. It was only a matter of time before Kettle Hill got on the board. A exceptionally talented player for Grand River, and just like that, the Warriors have a 1-goal lead, and I think I got to head down for another interview.
Absolutely, and I mean, now it's like, oh my goodness, who do we get? Because the action has just been amazing so far. Perfect, and we are underway. We're going the opposite direction. They have it up top. Steps in, tries to drive his shoulder, not able to, rips a shot from outside, and he smartly knocks it down. That's Noah Bartos. And here comes Corey Becker up onto the offensive side of the floor. Becker acts like he's going to shoot, then does shoot. Rebound comes out. It's picked up by Keith Printup. Tries to throw it. Unfortunately for them, it's picked up by the Warriors. And here they come the other way. Nice little bounce pass to his player in the middle. And the offense for the Six Nations Warriors team has been moving a lot. Oh, had his guy, but a great job by Tuskegee stopping it on the outside. Time and space, rebound picked up out front, but then it gets knocked down, and he's looking, he's like, somebody's got to call that, right? And that's Keith Printup looking. So we are going to get a call here from the officials. 17 black, 2 minutes slashing. Here's a look at the replay. Whack. Yeah, he definitely got him on that one. Not sure he meant it, but either way, here's the call. Corey Becker starts it up top, throws it over to the side. Steps in, rips the shot, and unfortunately goes off the goalie, but they're going to get a fresh shot clock. Spread up to Becker. Becker over to the far side. Back up top to Becker. Brennup rips the shot. Nice save by the Warriors, and they gobble up the rebound. Long outlet pass. Not able to connect with his man, and it's instead picked up by Heacock. And Heacock flying up the floor. A nice pass up the floor. And here we go. Here comes Bartos with it. Bartos throws it to Printup. Printup looking for his man coming off the bench. He's got Pierce Abrams, and then he's got Garlow cutting down low. Instead gives it up top to Becker. Garlow cuts into the middle to start setting some screens. Becker has it. Becker back over to Printup. Printup not able to hold on to it, and instead it's picked up by the Warriors. And here come the Warriors up the other way. That was Phil Henry, but they're going to call a push, and we're going the opposite direction. 39 seconds left. Oh, throws it down, not able to connect, bounces into the corner. Corey Becker picks it up off the sidewall. Becker draws some pressure. Sprints into the middle, looking around, able to handle it, and throws it up top. Abrams with it back over to Becker. To Printup. Printup steps down, rips the shot, bounce shot, and a piece of that, and we're going to get a reset. So with 10 seconds left on the power play, or on the man down there, going to get a chance to get another one. Austin rips it, and he gets just enough of it on his elbow. With just 3 seconds left, steps in behind the back, Garlow, and he scores with 0.8 seconds left. Wade Garlow. And what an effort from this team. My goodness. And you see the pickup off the end boards by, I believe that was Abrams. Abrams throws it behind the back to Garlow, and Garlow just steps through. And they are stoked, able to pull it up and tie it up. And we get a face-off. Trevor Butts is going to be down on the floor for just a minute, but wow, what a turn of events at the end. The Tomahawks able to get another one to get them back in this game. And we'll be right back in just a moment with Trevor Butts.
Trevor Butts down here with Jake Bomberry. And Jake, you guys were up by one here late into the first, and you guys now hold that lead. How do you go into the next period and try and finish this out with a win?
They just tied it up with 0.8 there, so it's 8-8. So it's about 0 going into the third here. Just got to tighten it up. The ball's looking good with the swings, moving the ball a little bit better. Staying out of the box is key in every game, so it's having some fun here and get the ball rolling again in the third period, see what happens, you know. It's having fun, you know, doing it for the creator and everything like that, so.
I must have missed that one while I was making my way down and my scoreboard operator didn't help me out. My apologies. So yeah, you're starting back from 0-0, and you guys as a team are starting from scratch. You're a brand new team. What has that been like so far?
Oh, it's been awesome, man. The work we put in at home during the week there, running practice, you know, we're on the floor once a week, putting the work in. It's not an easy ship, but it's a good one. It's good to be a part of, and hometown now. I played for Tusky a few years back now, but getting a little bit older, so around home, so that's nice. It's good to have the good camaraderie and teamwork and effort, so it's really good to see that.
It's always great to be able to play for the hometown team. Good luck the rest of the way, as we are all tied up here from Cornerstone Arena. Trevor Butts sending it back up to you, Greg.
You'll see the difference now. If we change it, you'll know how. Nothing ever stays the same. Once like a family tree. Part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait.
Bring the funk back.
like a family tree. Part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait.
Bring the funk back.
Trevor Butts down here on the floor, joined by Marshall Paulus. And Marshall, you were a part of the Albany Firewolves team that made it all the way to the NLL Finals last season. Tell me, what was it like to be a part of a special group like that?
It was good, especially coming off the season that we had, only getting 3 wins the previous year. So doing a full 360 and making it to the finals was really good for, I think, our group, and it gave us a lot of confidence this year. So next year it gives us something to work towards and to grow towards and work at getting better.
And now, Marshall, you told me earlier that you're serving in sort of an offensive coordinator role here with the Grand River Warriors. What kind of offensive adjustments does your team need to make heading into this third period?
Oh, not too much. I think the second period was a great period for us. The first period was a little shaky. Just needed some guidance on settling the ball down and getting through the middle. But the second period was a great period, so we're looking to bring that energy into the third.
And Marshall, tell the people, because everybody wants to know, what are your plans for the rest of this summer?
I don't know. Maybe take it easy, coach, and find somewhere to play maybe later on in the summer. But for right now, just taking it easy and recovering.
Taking it easy and recovering. Well, I can tell you who's not taking it easy. The two teams on the floor, they are battling hard to the bitter end. Greg, back up to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks very much for that, Trevor Butts. Gets a interview down on the floor with Marshall Paulus. Excited to watch what he's doing and to see guys coach. It's always interesting because some guys say that when you coach, it puts you in a different perspective. You kind of look at things, getting the bird's eye view. He had a great year, and you've noticed the play. I've seen it once from the senior team. We saw it once from the junior team. That behind the back pass from behind the net that we saw him and Longboat pull off, where the goalie doesn't even know when the ball's over on the other side, and then before you know it, they're shooting at the net. And so far for the Tomahawks, luckily for them, it has panned out that the goalie was able to stop it, and he was in the way. So, yeah, this is amazing. We're getting new Can-Am teams. We were supposed to have an Albany team. It didn't quite work out at the last minute. Really hoping we get them going back up here. Really appreciate getting Trevor here as much as we have. What a pass. He tries to thread the needle. Bomberry just misses it. A great play to make sure he couldn't, but just putting enough pressure on. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous play. And now Tusky's coming up the other way. We've got Corey Becker with the ball.
Made it back up here, Greg. So glad to be back up here in the booth with you. As I have learned, we are all tied up at 8 apiece. The scoreboard operator letting me down here, as he was a little late on the change there.
And it
but
did happen while you were taking the stairs. I will vouch that you were going down, and I said that too. I was like, oh man, I hope Trevor notices they scored. But unfortunately it didn't. It was a nice goal. You'll get to watch the replay again later though, but a great couple interviews. And to see Bomberry looks like one of those veteran players who, oh, nice move, nice pickup, and he hits his man, and right into the chest of Chrysler. And you could tell right there he did not like that shot at all.
Right square into the chest of Chrysler Jr., as he'll tell you that was the easiest save of the night, as Tuscarora brings the ball back up the floor. The Tomahawks leaving a man deep once again. They've done that several times throughout this game. This time it's not Corey Becker, as now they jog to the bench with only 3 seconds left. Quick shot there. That one trickles in.
Oh my goodness, that was so pretty.
Pierce Abrams, by about a hair, gets it over the line. That one just trickles past Romanek, as you can't really fault Carter Romanek. He did everything he could there, got 99% of that ball, but it just wasn't enough as it trickles past him, and the Tomahawks regain the lead.
So yeah, a 1-goal lead. Tomahawks answer fast, and right off his fear, and he comes down looking for the ball, and he has been all over the floor. Offense, defense, kind of looks like an Energizer bunny out there, never seeming to run out of energy, just turning it off and on whenever is needed.
He just doesn't quit. Like you said, Greg, he's on defense, offense, transition. He is all over, as his shot will go just wide of the net, as Fair will close that one down. Or excuse me, that's Bartos who closes that down, and it will be a shot clock violation on the Tomahawks. And now Grand River will have possession as the Warriors start with it down low. As Dalton Martin passes it up top onto the near side for Keto Hill. Keto Hill fakes the low shot, goes high. That one nearly squeaks by Chrysler, but he does a good job of deflecting it wide. Ben Austin with a loose ball pickup. Shovel pass over to Brendan Heacock. He is just about able to corral that one, and he'll move it up to Blade Garlow, or I thought he was going to, as that one misses the stick of Garlow, and now the Tusky fans in attendance get a little bit restless after that missed pass.
Yeah, and that's really what this game has kind of come down to. Tusky came out, took an early lead, and they have really allowed this Warriors team to come back in.
Some tough contact there in the middle as that ball skips out of the stick of Dalton Thomas, and it is picked up by the Tomahawks. Here comes Tuscarora back the other way. Marco Carr dishes it off to Blade Garlow. He'll slow things down and give it off to Becker. Back up to Garlow. Corey Becker with it. Becker does a little toe drag, being defended well. Still with him, toe drag over to Garlow. Cross side pass. That shot blocked in front of the net. Picked up here by the Grand River Warriors.
Almost looks like one too many on that one, and they decided to keep Becker down again in the offensive zone. Or it wasn't Becker, but it doesn't matter because the Warriors coming up on the rush and decide, oh, little miscommunication, but it's picked up in the corner. Albert with it. Coming in.
Todd Thomas going in with a shot, and he scores. No, that's Richie Albert finishing that one off. Albert fighting through the contact, and that's a man who we saw on the face-offs throughout this game, going down the floor and scoring. Nice spin move, battling through all the contact, and gets that one past.
Talk about putting
Chrysler.
a team on your shoulder and just saying, let's go, boys, and then comes back out for the face-off. But into the corner fighting for it. It was hard to read the jersey with it all tucked up there. And I tell you, he has looked great so far. You talk about these players that can really do it all. Just all-around lacrosse players. And there's one right there with Austin picking up that loose ball.
Face-off guys are athletes too. They get down the floor and they can contribute. And Albert represents all of us face-off guys well by getting that one in the back of the net. Corey Becker looking to respond here for the Tomahawks. He'll dish it off to a teammate over on the far side, Josh Shields driving in. Go for a shot, gets forced to the boards, and he will lose that ball as it will be picked up by Carter Romanek. As now Grand River brings it up the floor. Owen Martin has it for a moment, dishes it off now, and it will end up in the stick of Keto Hill. Keto Hill backing into his defender, creates some space behind the back pass, shot saved by Chrysler.
Beautiful two-man game and shut down by Chrysler. I mean, you really can't ask for anything better than that. I don't know if you'll get a better scoring opportunity than all along.
Todd Thomas on the receiving end of that pass from Keto Hill, and he was unable to beat Chrysler as Grand River still has possession. Quick shot, that one wide of the net. Picked up here by the Tomahawks. Marco Carr, he throws that one away. Keto Hill with a shot, goes wide of the net. Back all the way into the middle of the floor here for Grand River, picked up by Aiden Antone. Antone dishes it off to Keto Hill. Keto Hill's pass misses the stick of Todd Thomas. Thomas Had it for a moment, loses it. Picked up by Heacock.
Hill
And then
again.
Heacock loses it. Keto Hill again with a low shot. That one will be turned away by Chrysler.
I don't even think Chrysler knew he had it. I think Chrysler, and again, that just goes to his IQ, stays in position, knows where he's supposed to be, just like that one Kettle Hill shot under his armpit. He knew as he was closing it, he had to make sure he moved the body over, and really, the Tomahawks got to be hoping that they're going to be able to get enough, and to get the offensive production they need to go ahead.
When in doubt, stay still, as that's the motto for Randy Chrysler Jr., and it pays off in that moment as Grand River causes the turnover here. Their defense has been sharp. Now they got to capitalize on it. Here come the Warriors. Open shot turned away by Chrysler, as that was Dawit Martin who let that one go. But another loose ball pickup by the Grand River Warriors. This time, Phil Henry.
That is huge, and you see they keep going just off that hip, shooting, and Chrysler has had to have a very active left hand so far to keep so many of these out.
Grand River still trying to create some chances. Shot there. That one was in the crease. Call there on Dalton Thomas as the officials get that one right. It looked like he was in the crease from up here. Becker with a quick shot. Saved there by Romana as the loose ball picked up here by the Tomahawks.
Hamby with it. Hamby drives down to the inside. Looked like he was going to pass, then kind of forces a shot. Oh, and then it almost kind of bounces off the goalie, ends up behind the net, and now we've got a delayed penalty call. I believe it's going to be for interference.
And look at Romana hustle to the bench. You love to see the goalies hustling over when they can get the extra attacker out, and now Grand River might be able to take advantage of this situation. Here come the Warriors.
Hill,
and the hidden ball
finally.
trick again. I was wondering why Keto Hill was running with such intent, and they pulled it off. Keto Hill at the bottom of your screen there. Chrysler's not even looking in his direction. And the Grand River Warriors take advantage of the extra attacker, and you can see Keto Hill walking in all alone. You can see he was moving with some intent, and that is why he had the ball, and he finished in the open net. Some great camera work being done here. She had it all the way.
Fooled everybody except the camera person.
She's been on it all game long. They've tried a couple times, and they haven't gotten her. And I think Grand River has been watching the Bandits tape, seeing how they pulled off that hidden ball trick, as they pull it off to perfection here, as the Warriors will bring it up the floor. Kiddo Hill
doing it again. This time he has the ball, and you can see Chrysler scanning the whole floor. Now Bomberry rips the shot, and Bomberry buries it.
And the former Tomahawk, Jake Bomberry, lets that one go. And a nice low-to-low shot beats Chrysler Jr. And that is one heck of a rip from Jake Bomberry, and he was from downtown there. That was
and I don't think Chrysler thought he was going to shoot that yet. See, he steps out, starts getting squared up on him, wasn't quite ready, and Bomberry is fired up with that one. And wow, so now a 2-goal lead for the Warriors, and you really got to wonder, can the Tomahawks respond quick enough to not let this Warriors team run away? Because the offensive talent that is out there, if you let these runs get too far out of control, it's not long before you're out of the game.
This has been such a great back and forth game all game long. Nobody taking firm control. The Warriors have a chance to do that, though, with 11:27 remaining here, up by 2. It'll be their largest lead of the game. As now Tuscarora looks to try and break out of their own end, as the Tomahawks send a long pass up to Corey Becker. He'll slow things down and wait for the offensive players to get out onto the floor. Never mind, he says, I'm gonna take it my. A nice seal there from Blade Garlow, just couldn't find the net.
Not quite able to connect there. As soon as Garlow stepped in for that pick, I knew what was happening. I was like, he's going to step right out and rip the shot. He does, just misses. What a catching shot, though, but Chrysler's up to the challenge.
Randy Chrysler Jr. has been doing all he can to keep his Tomahawks team in the game. Might have been 1 or 2 he'd want back, but by and large, he's been very strong tonight.
been very strong tonight. And oh, nice play there. But they are always looking. I mean, no position is ever guaranteed in this league. And he has been definitely playing like he should be the starter this year. But they, like you said, he's let a couple of them through. Maybe that last Bomberry one he wants back. But really, if you leave a guy that talented opening the floor for that long with his hands free, you kind of got to expect it. The goalie can't really keep track of it, that part. You know, it's hard to stay on your pipe, keep track of it, and get the best angle for the shot.
And also look out for a pass, because
Yeah.
he could have potentially passed it for all Randy Chrysler Jr. could have known, as the Tomahawks got to get out on some of these attackers for Grand River a bit more and make life more difficult for them. Another open shot there for Bomberry, and he scores. I think he might have found his range, Jake Bomberry, from downtown again.
And really, like you said, from downtown again, but the guy's not staying on him. They play that pressure spot, and they sunk down low, and you can see as soon as he sinks down, he picks his heads up, and Albert passes it to Bomberry, and just a beautiful finish. And now a 3-goal lead as we get ready to head into the final 10 minutes of period 3. And really, this is definitely not what the Tomahawks had in mind.
Absolutely, Greg. The Tomahawks were trying to come out into this third period and bring a fury to try and take the lead for themselves, but instead it has been all Grand River, as I wonder if some words of wisdom from the great Marshall Paulus got the guys motivated during the break.
They seem to have figured something out offensively and are having a lot more luck than they had the rest of the game.
As Grand River continues to apply the pressure, it feels like it's been minutes since the last Tomahawks possession, as we've been looking to our left this whole time, as Grand River has just been controlling the ball for the last number of minutes. Tuscarora finally gets it and brings it up the floor here. Let's see if the Tomahawks can respond here, down by 3 as we approach 9 minutes remaining here in the third period. Blade Garlow creates some room, misses on the shot though. Picked up on the far side by Keith Printup. Printup loses it there. Good defense there by Owen Martin and the Grand River Warriors. Martin bringing it up the floor. Whistles are blown here, and I think that Owen Martin might be looking back and saying, what's going on? I had a chance here, and it is a penalty call coming up against, I believe, the Tomahawks.
It's both. They took
It'll
both.
be both. Okay.
Interference, giving ball to the Warriors. I did not happen to catch the numbers as they were going in.
I'm sure they'll be up on the screen here in no time, as we are almost set to resume play. 8:54 remaining here in the third period. The Grand River Warriors in possession of the ball.
And no, they just did straight up matching 5-on-5, so nothing on the board for this one.
That's an interesting call, as both of those players will have to stay in the penalty box until the next dead ball, and I wonder if that'll favor one team over the other, as
You had Printup go in the box for Tuscarora. I did not see who it was that went in for on the other end, but anytime you can pull off an offensive player, if you could trade a D guys more often than not, you're going to take that trade.
Absolutely, Greg, as Tuscarora gets the ball back here, trying to find a rhythm on offense, as
Evan
Printup has it on the far side. The Tomahawks need to get somebody to step up here late in the game. It feels like they've been looking to Corey Becker a lot, and he's one guy. He can only do so much. Who else is going to step up and be the hero if Tuscarora wants to get back into it?
Well, I mean, just from the injuries alone, when you look at the concussion protocol with Chadwick and Printup, there's 2 guys you're missing. Hunter Lemieux, I haven't seen. Oh, big shot. And they're going back and forth in front of the net. That was a chop to the throat, I believe. Nobody saw it.
As that one went up and out of play over the boards, possession will be awarded to the Tomahawks, as the official says it didn't take a deflection, and Corey Becker will settle things down here for Tuscarora, as time is starting to tick down here on the Tomahawks. Let's see if they can get one back on this possession. Here comes Tuscarora. Corey Becker with it again. Had a pick from Garlow. Shot there gets blocked in front, and it will go all the way down to Chrysler Jr., and he will be forced to just send it back in the other direction, as it will be another shot clock violation on the Tomahawks.
And something we've seen quite a bit from these Warriors is really, I was wondering how Tusky was going to handle the pace, because yes, they do have some young athletes, but as you look up their offensive side of the floor, they've got some big boys on that side, and they don't always, not really built for cardio.
That is true, as
Nice D.
we know Grand River wants to run. This Warriors team with that deep bench likes to push it in transition, and we've seen them have a lot of success doing that so far. You wonder if, as it gets late into the game here, if that's going to start to open up a bit more for the Warriors.
I think a lot of this with Tusky is, like you said, they're really missing a lot of the offensive pieces. Nick Miller, I mean, you could go on and on and on. Like I said, not having, that little guy just went flying down the stairs, but he seems to be doing all right. He bounced straight up like everything was great. Oh, nice defensive play, though. Knocks the ball down, and the pickup by the Warriors, and they're coming. They got a 2-on-1. Steps in like he's going to shoot and decides instead, we've got a 3-goal lead. Let's take a smart offensive possession, a wise choice, and I'm guessing a veteran play from a veteran player.
That is the smart decision from Dawit Martin. Let the O guys get on the floor and do what they do and
Corey
slow
Becker.
things down.
Great defense, Corey Becker, with that knockdown on Keto Hill. Beautiful play, and that's what I mean. You just see some top-level plays going both ways.
No surprise at all seeing some stout defense from Corey Becker, as a penalty coming up here against the Warriors, as Noah Bartos draws a call, and that's some good hard work by number 42 in white, as it looks like
Albert.
It'll be Albert, the face-off legend, going into the penalty box here, as this is a big moment late in the ball game here for the Tuscarora Tomahawks, down by 3, and you have a 2-minute power play.
Yeah, and this could be huge, but I mean, it could go both ways if they are able to shut them down on this power play. You want to talk about a momentum swing for the Warriors. That could be huge with 5.5 to play. Really, you kind of got to score here if you're the Tomahawks.
Absolutely, Greg. This is a must-score power play, and I don't think you just have to score. You got to score early. I would have said on that first possession right there, but if you're Tuscarora now, you got to score on the next possession. The next time you get the ball, you really want to get 1 and cut the deficit to 2 with just under 5 to go. Ideally when you get the ball back.
Just to give you enough time, because you know that they've got the offensive capabilities to kill a lot of these shot clocks and just keep you really spread out. And that was something, as you talked about, we saw earlier in the game, and then Tusky just really hasn't, looks like they've been able to keep up with them defensively. Nice play there, though, when he comes away with the ball, but he gets too much on the screen, and Carter Heacock thought he was going to be running down in transition, but no, Brandon Heacock unfortunately takes a little bit too much, and they said, you know what, we'll give the ball back to the Warriors. So now we've got a minute left on that power play, and potentially down to 30, 40 seconds by the time they get the ball back.
That's just a rookie mistake from Brandon Heacock, putting a little bit too much on that screen, and maybe an extra shove that he didn't need to dish out, and it ended up costing his team a possession. Let's see if the Tomahawks, with 41 seconds on the penalty, let's see if they can get a chance here on what will probably be their last possession on the man up.
Absolutely. Heacock kind of looked like he was trying to totally redeem himself there at the top, but then decides to get it off to the offense, and let's see them run around a little bit. Abrams with it, rips the shot, misses just wide, and I don't think that made contact, right? So we're going Warriors ball.
I think that is the correct call made by the officials down there. It looked like it missed the pads of Romanek and went straight out of play. So tough to make that call in the middle of a game in moments like that, but the officials get it right, and now it looks like Grand River might be able to just kill off the rest of this penalty.
I'd be more surprised if they didn't, with Bomberry up top. Although he does get forced over by Austin. A beautiful check by Austin.
That's a great stick check there by Ben Austin, causing the turnover and getting his team a chance here in transition. Penalty has expired. What do the Tomahawks do? Quick bounce shot goes up and out of play there. from Bartos, and it will be a Tomahawk possession. And now the question for you, Greg, when does Randy Chrysler Jr. start heading to the bench?
That I don't know. I mean, really, it depends on how this possession goes. I don't think we pull him yet, but if the possession goes like it looks like it's about to right now, where they lose it, I would say the next time they get an offensive possession.
I would agree with you, Greg, as Tuscarora needs to get Chrysler Jr. to the bench ASAP on that next possession. No backup goalie dressed tonight for the Tomahawks. So sometimes in the NLL, you'll see one team sneak on maybe a faster goalie of the two, and it might be the backup. The Tomahawks don't have that option here.
No, you see Albany does it a lot with Getty. Dougie is a great goalie, but I don't think anybody's ever called him a track star. And a nice save there by Chrysler, keeps that shoulder up. And a beautiful rebound pickup, hits his man, and he comes down.
Ben Woodbury with a nice shot, but a better save by Carter Romanek. And that was probably the best opportunity the Tomahawks have had in the last few minutes. And Romanek says, no, not today.
No, Romanek looks good. We watched Stu Hill play in Tonawanda, and all alone, Chrysler looks good. Nice glove save there. We're getting a little excited.
And now we're getting some discussions down on the floor. I don't think these guys are talking about their string job. These guys are trying to have a fight. And that was a nice battle there. Some right hooks being delivered by the Tomahawks. Nolan Fair, as I think that was Dalton Thomas, who was a part of that scrap for Grand River. Both guys will be told they got to head to the locker room, as Thomas has some extra words of advice for some of the Tuscarora players, as they will head to the box and stay there for the remainder of the game.
Never a dull moment in Can-Am Lacrosse, is there?
Oh, never a dull moment. Always entertaining, as we are approaching 2 minutes to play. 2:17 exactly here remaining in the third period. If you're Grand River, I think at this stage of the game, just use the full 30 and only take a shot if you are wide open.
Absolutely, and even then, just trying to kill the clock more than anything. Because if you could do the full 30, really, you're talking what? 4.5 possessions is all we got left in the game. So, I mean, that's going to be huge. But this could be the momentum swing that Tusky needs. I'm not thinking it's going to be, because you're taking your great player off the floor. And, I mean, really, Fair had a pretty good game. I mean, to pull yourself out with 2 minutes to go, you kind of got to wonder.
It's a tough stage of the game, because sometimes your emotions get the better of you, and I think it did for Fair there. As like you said, though, he had a great game. He was all over the floor making plays, but the emotions get the better of him, and he ends up in the scrap, and now he's chilling in the sin bin for the remainder of this game, and maybe into overtime if the Tomahawks can strike quickly.
I bet you the Tomahawk fans will be happy to hear that, but they are definitely going to need to do something fast if they wish that to be the case. But you got to give credit to the Six Nations fans. They have traveled pretty well. There's quite a few of them here.
They've been making noise all game long, and they are well represented here in Lockport, New York.
He got a piece of that defensive stick, knocked that one down, and then the rebound is picked up.
And here comes Tuscarora with a long shot. That one goes wide of the net. Shot clock down to 6, and it will end up being a turnover as Owen Martin picks it up for Grand River, as the Warriors seem content to just run this clock out, as we are at 1:40 remaining here in the third period. And I think I got one final interview to do, so I'm going to head down there and do that. Greg, it's all you the rest of the way.
Absolutely. We appreciate you, Trevor. And a nice save. Chrysler, oh my goodness, he spins around and keeps it out. Very great play and great awareness. That ball knocked down, a beautiful knockdown play. And without the over and back, they just throw it back, and they are going to wisely try to eat out as much of this clock as they can with the reset. We're now looking at about 2 shot clocks left. Albert has it down, and that's one thing. You take the face-offs and still have the energy to be all over the floor. Huge, oh, a big block, and here he goes. Coming down the other way, Marco Carr up the floor. Tries a little underhand pass, hits his man, steps through. Hamby with it. Hamby, oh, beautiful slide check down from 89 on the Warriors, and he's able to, nice little trail track, kind of knocks it down, and here come the Warriors. This will probably be close to the last possession, I would imagine, as we make our way down. Huge credit to this Grand River Warriors team for coming down. It is very early season. You'll see a lot of teams adding guys, subtracting guys. Seasons aren't really done. The regular season in Can-Am sets you up for the playoffs, but every team is going to make the playoffs. You don't really want to peak now. Tusky started out like this last year, very slow, and they ended up winning the game, or winning the Can-Am League. The banner is hanging up behind their bench. And with 5 seconds left, oh, Austin thinks about getting one more shot, not able to get it. And this game goes to the Grand River Warriors, 9-12. An absolutely great effort. Really appreciate everybody for getting us out here. Really appreciate James Ricard from Tusky. And there's your winning Grand River Warriors. Teams are going to go through and shake their hands. We will grab somebody after with our man Trevor Butts down on the floor. Huge shout out to the sponsors who make all of this happen. We are still looking for sponsors through the rest of the season. If you would like to sponsor one of these teams, please get a hold of us or get a hold of one of their GMs and tell them that you would like to help get Blue Squatch there and take care of getting it done. Thank you very much. Randy Chrysler, a pretty good game on his end. Not quite the outlook he wanted, and I tell you, this Warriors team came back and battled. Tusky came out early with fire, and that's one thing, you know, early in the season, guys running, you're seeing the offense starting to work out some parts and pieces, and this Warriors team is looking good. This is a very different Warriors team than we saw when we were just down in Tonawanda. Thank you very much, Alan Oates. We really appreciate it. Hopefully we'll get to see you here pretty soon at one of these games. And this has been an absolute blast. Trevor Butts down on the floor. Look at him making his way around. He wants to grab somebody. He's looking for the number. He sees his man. He's like, I'm going to grab you, bud. Come on over here. We're going to get this going. And he's got a little man down on the floor with him. All right. And we are about set to go. We are live with Trevor Butts on the floor.
Trevor Butts down here on the floor with Keto Hill. Keto, you your second win of the season. How does that feel?
Feels pretty good to win. I like it. We needed it.
Winning is fun, isn't it? You guys really battled today against a tough Tuscarora team. What is it like getting a win over the defending Can-Am champions?
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a good one, especially because they're getting a little more guys coming out. So you could tell they're definitely gunning to win. And we came in and we knew it was going to be a battle, but it was a good close game right till the end, right? Like, you can't ask for anything more than that. A lot of fun. So
you guys pulled off the hidden ball trick in the third period there, and everybody in the building fooled but us. We got it the whole way.
I didn't fool you either.
We're the only ones, but you fooled the ones who mattered. Take me through that. What was that like?
It was just a play where usually the two guys who are going to do it, they kind of just know what they're going to do. So I was like, I'll take it and just keep cradling and just hopefully the goalie don't look at me. So he was looking at me and then he looked over and I was like, oh, shit, I got to open net. So I ended up hitting the net this time.
Did you watch the Bandits pull that off in the finals?
Oh, yeah, you know it. Let's go Bandits. Yeah, man, I love it. I love the Bandits. That was awesome.
From a former Bandit, Kiddo Hill, the Grand River Warriors take this one over the Tuscarora Tomahawks for their second win of the season. Trevor Butts signing off from down here. Greg, back up to you.
We really appreciate everybody tuning in. Huge thanks to James Ricard and all the people involved with the Tuscarora Tomahawks for getting us out here. Without all of them, this would not be happening. Thank you to all the players. Huge thank you to Trevor Butts, who shows up to get these interviews because he sounds so much more professional on the mic than I do. Without all of you, we would just be sitting here talking to ourselves. So thank you very much for listening. And everybody, you have a good night.